What's up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to the BBTFRG channel. Mine is Martin, aka BallisticBull. It is Crab Saturday. It is 4 o'clock here in the UK, and that can mean only one thing. It's Warships Sneak Peek time. Yep, this is the Warships Sneak Peek video for season 50, the Big 5-0. And this season, I have got more than one big piece of news to bring to you. But before we do that, we need to get into a little disclaimer. This is the dev build given to us by Supercell. By us, I mean us BoomTubers. It's so that we can record things like this sneak peeks. It's a completely separate account on a completely separate server. It comes with sort of unlimited diamonds, unlimited resources, which is what enables us to be able to put these sneak peeks together. It's not hacked, it's not a cheat account, it's not spurious, it's none of those things. It is simply a slightly modified account given to us by Supercell on their own server for the purposes of making these sneak peek videos. So with that said, let's get into this sneak peeks. Now the first thing we're going to take a look at is your statue boosts for the season. This season we've got 150 GBE, we've got 100 troop health, 100 building damage, we've got 100 building health, and a potential of 150 GBE. Those will be your potential max boosts for this season. So now we're going to take a look at this season's CRVs. But before we do that, I have got to bring you the first bit of breaking news from Supercell for this season. This season on Warships, there will be no Admiral Key. As you can see, the Admiral making the announcement there on the screen. No restrictions this season, my friends. Thank you very much, Admiral. What does that mean? Well, that basically means for anybody who can play Warships, that is HQ 10 and above, will now have the freedom to be able to go through the whole tree without being engine room locked. So if you were locked at 4 or 5 engine rooms because of your HQ level in previous seasons, this season you will not be. You will be able to progress through 4, 5, 6 and into 7, provided you have the keys, the tokens and the time to do so. So that little bonus there from Supercell to celebrate season 50 of Warships. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know how you feel about that down in the comments, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe while you're there. Okay, so now let's take a look at those chest reward values. Like I said, the CRVs for this season, chest reward values. It's a 3-week season, standard rewards for a 3-week season. So wood will give you 15 keys and 26,000 tokens. Stone, 16 keys and 290,000 tokens. Iron, 18 keys, 325,000 tokens. Gold, 20 keys, 360,000 tokens. Then that first jump, which is why obviously it's important to get to diamond as soon as possible. Jump there to 25 keys, 450,000 tokens. And then into legendary with that whopping 30 keys and 560,000 tokens. Okay, so now what we're going to do is move on to the decks. Oh, but first, we have some more breaking news, fresh in from Supercell. Yeah, what have we got this time? That's right, we have got 550 keys, 5 million tokens for free. What? I hear you all cry in unison. You heard me right. 550 keys, 5 million tokens being given away by Supercell to celebrate season 50. Let's take a look at how that's actually going to work. So there is the keys and token schedule for this season. Basically, on day 1, you will receive 50 free keys. Day 2, 500,000 tokens. Day 3, 50 keys. Day 4, 500,000 tokens. So on and so forth every day throughout the entire season. So don't forget to log in daily, get into the shop there, pick up your free keys, and hey, whilst you're there, don't forget to plug the old BBTFRG code. That would be fantastic and really appreciated. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you think about the free keys and tokens as well down in the comments. Do you approve? Do you think it's a good idea? Or do you think that it may be going to spoil the season somewhat? There is a reason that we're getting the keys and tokens, but we'll kind of come on to that very shortly. Okay, so next we want to take a look at the deck layouts, don't we? So here are your decks for season 50. Let's start with 2 ER. That's the 2 engine room layout. The full front ramp there, little open area on the right hand side, but yeah, fairly self-explanatory. The 3 ER, so the foremost portion of the right side, or yeah, the right side ramp is open, and then that little hook round at the top, that's your 3 ER deck. Your 4 ER deck, you've got the middle section of the right side ramp open, most of the front of the deck, but obviously with that cut out there. 5 ER is the middle section again, but a bit more deck open to you, so you've kind of got that sort of expanse at the front that you had at 4 ER, but there's also a bit to the right of the landing ramp now. 6 ER, the deck opens right up, but we've still only got that one central ramp on the right hand side. And finally at 7 ER, the deck opens as much as it's going to get with the 3 cutouts there, and the middle and aft sections of the right side ramp are open to you. So those are your deck layouts for season 50. So now what we're going to do is get into the tech tree itself, because at the end of the day, that is what most of you have come here to see. So here is the tech tree. I suppose at this point I need to point out that this tech tree has been designed, revolved around the community tech tree created by Opdestroy on his channel I think it was last August. Some of you may remember that Op hosted a live stream where the community, including myself and Aaron, ABR, and several other people kind of had input into a tree. And this was the tree that has evolved from it. So to celebrate the 50th Warships, Supercell have given us that tree with the modifications that they felt necessary to balance it. So without further ado, let's take a look at this tree. As I said earlier, the reason, or say one of the reasons that there are so many keys this season is that this tree is dear. It's dearer than the average tree. To complete the entire tree this season would cost 2,400 keys, whereas the average tree is 2,100 keys, so sort of 300 keys dearer. But we're getting 550 free keys to offset that, so there's also some keys there to boost you along the way as well. But as I say, let's get into the tree and take a deeper look. So straight out the bat, obviously we've got the normal landing craft and gunboat, and your freebies at the start of the season this season are the machine guns and the cannons. That's your free defenses, and your free troops this season, your free offense, are your tanks and your Zookas. So like I say, straight out the gate there, we've got green mines. Green mines there for 22 keys. Once you've opened the green mines, leaves you into this multi-node, machine guns, cannons and mines. And then we're on to the rocket launchers. Now, as you can see, those rocket launchers, 52 keys, they are dear. That's a lot. That's an expensive node at 2ER, but obviously you've got those 50 free keys on day one to help with the expense of those rocket launchers. After rocket launchers, you've got the troop health, and also there the mortars for 24 keys at 2ER. Into 3ER now, you've got 36 keys for standard opening. After 3ER, there is the medics and the flare on that going backwards dead end node. Or you can push forward with Gren's. Sparky there, your first hero for 42 keys. Not compulsory, but she is there. Boom mines. We've got the first building health and the GBE node there for 26 keys. We've also got critters, for 32. Warriors, everyone needs to unlock Warriors this season. And with Flare already available, the smoke down here and the shocks round the corner, there is a possibility that Warriors may well be meta early doors there at 3 ER, but we shall see. Up onto this top dead end path now, we've got flamethrowers, we've got first troop damage, we've got the first DBD for 30 keys, and finally artillery, 44 keys, whopping 44 keys there. So if you want to go the artillery route, max out your artillery and start bombing out ERs, I'm sure it would be viable, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you big. Directly after the Warriors, though, we've got the boom cannons for 34 keys. We drop down to smoke. We can head left for our first of 6 proto troops this season. Yep, that's right. We've got 6 proto troops. Sorry, I meant proto defences. First of 6 proto defences this season. Obviously, as you can see, this one's the Sky Shield, the Hot Pot, or the Microwave. So let's get the Sky Shield. Then we've got shock mines and shock bombs next to one another before we get the option to buy the 4th ER. After 4 ER is the second of the proto defense nodes this season, and obviously another Sky Shield available there, a boom cannon 3 and a damage amp 3. It's something that you'll notice this season that all proto defenses are level 3s. After that proto defense, it is the sniper tower, and then we've got 2 paths to 5 ER. We can either take the top path, which is Scorchers, for a whopping 44 keys, Cryo for an equally whopping 40 keys, and the Bombardiers there for 36 keys. Or we can come the bottom path for a slightly more generous 32 keys. Rifles there, which inevitably will be needed, because I'm sure Dr. Kavan will be making an appearance at some point in time. 26 keys. And then the rocket choppers for a whopping 46 keys. Also in the middle on the dead end node there are your heavies, which obviously will be needed when we get to heavy bus, but we'll find heavy bus so far this season. As I said at the start of the tree, this tree was based on the tree that Ott put together on the community stream, and that was supposed to be somewhat of a throwback to the early days of Warships. So you will see no laser rangers or critter cannons on this season's tree. In case you were wondering where they were, they won't be making an appearance on this season's tree. But here we are, we find ourselves now at 5 ER, so let's get that unlocked. That's 5 ER unlocked, and then we have available to us the med kit, which opens up the option for your second and or third heroes in Dr. Kavan and Private Bullet, both there at 42 keys each. That then opens the path to the first multi-node this season, which, as you can see, is 2 boom cannons, 2 rocket launchers, or 3 regular cannons. I think most people will be going for the 2 rocket launchers there. Having said that, it is the only multi-node with boom cannons on this season, so you might want to consider 2 boom cannons instead of 2 rocket launchers, especially if you're finding that rocket launchers are a thing. Obviously that opens up the 2 dead end nodes there, the GBE for 34 and the troop health for 36, before we open up 6 ER. And with 6 ER open, that gives you the top dead end node, lots of dead end nodes on this tree, which is brick for 42 before you get to that second TD, which I'm sure everyone will be taking at some point. But I've got a fancy that that'll be a comeback and get it TD as opposed to get it immediately TD because of the 42 key brick tax. Similarly, there's a 36 key mech tax down here, which gives you access to the shock launchers. Now, there are whopping 46 keys this season as well. Like I said, it is an expensive tree, but we do have those free keys coming every other day to help with it. At this point, I probably would point out that whilst the tree is expensive in keys and the free keys that we will be getting will offset that, the upgrade costs of everything on the tree are standard. So the tokens that you will be getting will kind of be keeping you token wealthy all season. Now, obviously, normally on a warship season, at the start of the season, we are really token poor. And as the season progresses, we get more and more token rich. Now, this season's going to be a little bit different with those 500,000 tokens coming every day. I think you're going to find yourself fairly well off for tokens. So potentially being able to lump into the statue nodes a little bit earlier on, or maybe even get your max rocket launchers a little bit sooner than you might have done would be an option. But yeah, the keys will be offset by the cost of the tree, whereas the tokens, I think, will be more of a bonus than potentially you'd realise. So, like I say, after 6CR, there's the 2 dead-end nodes, and then there's the third of the protos, again, all level 3s, the hot pot, the micro, and the shock blaster. And then we're on to the cryo bomb. There it is. Something that we added to the community tree. We thought that it might be an assist at this late stage in the game. So yeah, cryo bomb there for 38 keys. Now, I've had a look at the cryo bomb, and we will do it now. If you upgrade the cryo bomb, it gives you nothing more than experience. So as you can see there, cryo bomb for tick 4, 632,000 tokens. A maxed cryo bomb is going to cost you 1 million, or just over 1 million tokens, 1,045,000 tokens, and it gives you nothing more than 25 tech. So don't be a wally. Don't upgrade your cryo bomb. Just leave it at tick 1 and save the tokens. Little top tip from Martin there. So after that is Barrage, 44 keys. Then we can drop down to the second of the multi-nodes this season, where you'll find a shock launcher, 2 flamethrowers, or 2 mortars. I think most people will be picking up the third shock launcher there. And that's where you'll find a building health 100 as well for 40 keys. And then finally, we can unlock 7ER. Now, as I said earlier, everyone will be able to unlock 7ER with no restriction from the Admiral this season. Again, thanks a lot for that, Admiral. There he is. You're welcome. With no restrictions from the Admiral, everyone can make it to the end of the tree if they so choose. Right, so after 7ER, coming back on yourself, there is the big yellow bus that a lot of people crave for. This season, it's going to cost you a whopping 50 keys to unlock the heavy bus. So we unlock the heavy bus, and then we move into 7ER and the goodies that are there. And that is your 4th proto node this season, which again is a Sky Shield, Doom Cannon, or Damage Amp 3. So that's 3 Sky Shields on deck potentially this season, but that would come at the expense of not having a Doom Cannon or not having a Damage Amp either. So I think the combination of photos that we have on deck this season is going to be critical, and will probably change a fair bit as the season develops. Then we have troop damage 150. Then we have our Seekers all the way up here in 7ER. Now, I think Seekers this season is going to be something for the Seeker Master up here in 7, because obviously you're going to have all the defences by the time you get Seekers. You can't really rush them being up here in 7ER. There they are for 44 keys. But what I would say is that with the cryo bomb, I think Seekers will still be very, very viable at 7ER, and I think that you'll see a lot of really imaginative hits with the Seekers, especially with the master himself returning to the seas. Now, I couldn't let it go. I couldn't let a Warships Sneak Peek stream go without giving a shout out to Stoneheart, who will be returning to the seas. I am reliably informed by the man himself, will be returning to the seas this season, season 50. You will see Stoneheart on the seas. Stoneheart, I think, will be putting out a little bit more content this season. You've already probably seen the video with him with Op, where he's showcasing his Telegram channel. He's doing a lot more for the community this season, so a huge shout out to you, Stone, for all that you are doing, and I for one can't wait to see what you do with the Seekers and the Cryo Bomb up there in 70R. No pressure, mate. So after Seekers, there's the fifth of the six proto nodes. That's the Boom Surprise, the Flotty, and the Laser. There's your DBD 144 keys before finally finishing out the tree with the sixth and final proto node, Grappler, a Simo, and a Shock Blaster, again all level 3. And that completes your tech tree for this season. And that also completes the sneak peeks for this season. So, with all that said and done, I need to remind you about Sunday night, the planning stream with me. Oh, what's this? We've got more breaking news. More coming in from Supercell now about Season 50, or moreover, Season 51. Now, what is that? I can confirm there will be a full reset, a 100% hard reset at the end of Season 50. So Season 51 will begin with everybody at rank 1. So this season, it doesn't matter where you finish. You will be starting rank 1 next season. So go out there, have fun, fill your boots, spend your keys, do some wacky things. I know I'm going to be doing a few crazy things with my accounts, because where you finish doesn't matter in terms of where you start next season. Where you finish only matters in terms of what rewards you get this season. It's something that a lot of you in the community have been crying out for a long time. I have my own personal opinions on it, and I will be airing those tomorrow evening when we do the Warships planning stream. I get Jess and Polly involved. So I'll have my say about what I think about the full reset then. It'd be interesting to hear what you guys have got to say, so please leave a comment down below. Let me have your feedback. Let me know what you think about the full reset idea. But I can confirm at this stage there will be a full reset for Season 51. That now actually does conclude this season's sneak peeks for Warships. Thank you all very much for watching. If you found it insightful or informative or educational or entertaining or anyway enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe so you don't miss the next one that I put out. So yeah, that's about all there is, and I will see you on the seas for this season's Warships. Bye bye for now.